Hi, Aubrey here again. If you're new to my channel, I went through Lyme for about 8 years and finally figured out the things that worked, and just wanted to teach people kind of what I learned through my journey and how to get yourself better. So here's kind of the list of what I tried. So initially I did antibiotics. I think I did it for 2 years. And they gave me a bunch of different kinds, and I think I was taking like 2 different kinds per day on pretty high doses. And I did that, like I said, I think about 2 years. Then I was prescribed a lot of antidepressants because I was dealing with anxiety at the time. And then I took ibuprofen for headaches, and then I went to I think it was a naturopath who prescribed me bioidentical hormones because my hormone levels were all kind of off, which makes sense. If your body isn't working correctly, your hormones are going to be off. Then I was prescribed lots of different supplements to take to help. I was deficient in like vitamin D, I think iodine, just tons of different supplements. Then I tried, again, none of those really worked long term. Just kind of kept bouncing back. Then I tried what's called an ultraviolet blood irradiation, I think it's called, which basically they take out parts of your blood and insert UV light and oxygen into it and put it back into your blood system. This did help kill a lot of bacteria and viruses, but I think they just keep replicating and you can't take all of your blood out at once. So it didn't really work long term. If I was ever having a Lyme flare-up though, after my couple of years of the antibiotics, after I stopped because the antibiotics just stopped working, I would do the UVBI to kind of bring it back to the dormant level. Also did something called a Zotzman, which is kind of like a more powerful UVBI. They just take a lot more of your blood, and I'm not exactly sure. I think they oxygenate it. Another kind of alternative method. Did a lot of vitamin C IVs. Meyers cocktail just has a bunch of nutrients they put in, IV again. Tried a hyperbaric oxygen chamber. Gave me some weird like die-off symptoms. All that is just getting a lot of oxygen. And tried saunas, tried lymphatic hydrotherapy where they put hot and cold on you to get your lymph system stimulated. Tried colonics, kind of uncomfortable, but also another thing that was recommended to me. And then ozone, which I think is part of the hyperbaric oxygen. So yeah, I tried a lot of different things. Went to lots of specialists, like I said last time, neurologists, immunologists, kind of everything under the sun. So what worked for me the best was, let me just tell you kind of what I did after like years of trying all this other stuff. I'm like, okay. First was lifestyle changes that I implemented and that I would recommend. So get rid of most of your processed foods. Eat lots of fruits and vegetables. So, sorry about that. Took a brief pause. So try and get rid of like buying foods from the center aisles, like all of the processed foods. Eat lots of fruits and vegetables. Try and eat more than you usually do. And try and get... a lot of people recommend like going vegan or vegetarian. It's kind of a hard lifestyle switch, and there's like studies on both sides, so it's kind of a preference, but I recommend just trying to get more like grass-fed meats and free-range eggs and that kind of stuff. Then just be aware of products or produce that have the most pesticides, and just buy those ones in organic. So, like, I think strawberries is one of, they call them the dirty dozen. There's a few fruits and vegetables that, take on a lot more pesticides than others, and apples is another one. So you don't have to go all organic, just the ones that, you know, are extra contaminated, because all that stuff just goes straight into your blood system and again overwhelms your immune system. Then I recommend getting rid of like really harsh chemicals. So I switched to like more natural laundry detergent, shampoo and conditioner, just ones that didn't have parabens and sulfates, and make sure I could kind of understand the ingredients. Because again, tons of chemicals in those, and if you already have a weak immune system, it's just going to weigh you down more. Switch to natural cosmetics and hair care, like I said. I've heard this one, I'm not strict on it, but just try and use less Wi-Fi on your phone, because apparently that radiation also is hard on people with weak immune systems. And then I got a pretty nice juicer, and I try and just kind of load my body up with vitamins and minerals from juicing different fruits and vegetables, and I try and do that like at least 4 times a week. I don't go crazy on it, just make sure you're getting like as many vitamins and minerals as you can from natural sources. Okay, so now the things that actually help me. So like I told you, I did lots of different supplements, and finally I found this company. It was actually my doctor here in Salt Lake, and he recommended this company's parasite medication, and this is how I came in contact with this company. Their name is Microbe Formulas, and energy was like a huge thing for me. Like I could just not get enough energy. I was tired all the time. So I really like their product, Mito Restore. It kind of helps your mitochondria. If you've, like, I had a lot of radiation because I had back surgery when I was younger. So I took 10 drops twice a day, and I take it in the morning and lunchtime. If you take it at night, it might keep you up. Bioactive carbon minerals. It's another like dropper liquid. And I also take, you can up these quite a bit. I take 2 dropperfuls 2 times per day also. And so that means just fill the dropper with liquid and then put it in water and drink that. Again, breakfast and lunch. Bioactive carbon biotox. So this is a binder. So if you have a lot of radiation or just like viruses and bacteria, that, as in phase 2 that I'll talk about when you are getting rid of parasites, they release a lot of toxins into your blood and ammonia, and this will help scoop it up so you don't have that crazy Herxheimer reaction or that die-off reaction. Then they have a really good iodine product, which I take too, that helps your thyroid function, and also helps with energy. So I kind of take D, C, and A all the time. C you might not need to take all the time, but I would definitely be taking it when you do this parasite part. And I put it right there. So I would do this part probably for like a month before you start doing the parasite stuff, just to get your body, your immune system a little bit stronger before you start nuking all the parasites in your system. So this one, parasites, I actually got stool tests from like 2 different doctors, and they all told me I didn't have parasites. And so I believed them. And then my doctor, my naturopath, was like, most people have parasites. Let's just do a parasite cleanse. And I'm like, okay. This actually helped me more than anything. Like, I was really dizzy before this. I was super anxious. Like, I'm not really an anxious personality, but I was just like always on edge. So when I added in the Mimosa Pudica, Formula 1, Formula 2, and then this one, I don't even know how to say that, but it's for pinworms. Not everyone needs this one, but it's really cheap on Amazon, so I'd recommend just getting it and putting it in. So Mimosa Pudica, I would take like 2 times per day. And then Formula 2, same thing. And this would be in the morning and at night. And then Formula 2 is actually a dropper form that you put in water. This one was a little bit more intense for me. I think I had, it's a parasite called Stranguloides. It's a type of roundworm. I had lots of those. And when you're killing off all these parasites, sometimes it will kind of overwhelm your immune system. So I recommend this one. I think initially I just started with like 3 drops, but you can work all the way to like 2 dropperfuls or more. Again, these are just combination of herbs that are known to kill these types of parasites. So each form kills like different species of parasites, so that's why it's good to just do all of them. And it really does work. And if you want to be disgusted, look in your toilet bowl after and you will see all sorts of things. I had lots of like kind of long white worm like things. I had a few that kind of looked like pieces of tapeworm, but I learned that those were liver flukes. So yeah, there's lots of really gross stuff, and you gotta get that out of there because Lyme actually lives in those, so they find like safe harbor in the parasites. So until you get all those parasites out, the Lyme's just gonna keep preserving itself. So this is a huge one, and just having tons of parasites in your body in general, like, totally weakens your immune system. Because what is it, like 70 or 80% of your immune system is in your intestines. So you got to get this part working well. Formula 2 is also twice per day. And on all these bottles, it says the dosing when you buy it. And I'll put a link to the website again in the notes. And this one, you can just look up this name, and it's on Amazon. And then again, make sure you take this binder. I took it, I probably take two times per day also. And then the lymph support. So mine, I also have chronic Epstein-Barr, or I had. So whenever I was killing parasites, my lymphs would get super swollen, like right here. And it was really difficult because I'd get a really bad cough and then I would be all swollen and I wouldn't want to keep going because I felt so sick. But when I added in this lymph support supplement, this is also from Micro Formulas, I was able to get through it because it just keeps your lymph fluid moving through your body so you don't get that stagnation and that buildup. So this one was awesome. I ended up taking this one like, I think I took like 2 times 2 per day, if that makes sense. So these 2 are super important because you got to get your energy back. And then I just took this. I'm still taking these ones. So take these even while you're doing this part and it'll help you out a lot too. Because you might feel kind of tired. You might feel kind of moody while you're doing the parasite cleanse. And just expect all that and know that's normal because you're getting rid of a lot of junk in your body. And make sure you wait a couple weeks, even if you don't see anything. There's like protozoa parasites, which are pretty microscopic, and just see how you feel after a couple weeks. Like I know people who are taking like 4 Mimosa Pudica like 3 times a day, so you can up it a lot to get even more benefits. So I would do all of that too. So the next things that I did, I had never heard of Cavitations before. So that's basically when, so I had all 4 of my wisdom teeth removed when I was in like 8th grade. And apparently people with weak immune systems can get bone infections where you had your wisdom teeth removed. And so I went to, you have to go, again, it's very irritating that all of these people don't take insurance, but I had to go to a holistic dentist and they did like a CAT scan on my mouth, and there was big holes where my wisdom teeth used to be, and it was like black, and she's like, that's a cavitation. So where they pulled because I had the ingrained wisdom teeth and they just like dug them out from my bone, from my jawbone, and it was just rotting. And I had never felt pain or anything. So I had to get surgery for that, and it is a pretty